What's up, guys? Today I've got 4 moves to do with a med ball or an exercise ball or a yoga ball or whatever you call this thing to do for lower back health, strength, stability, and just an overall better looking, better functioning core. So in this video, I'm going to hit the core from 3 angles. I'm going to do something a little different at the end, and stay tuned for all of these because I guarantee you haven't done more than one of them before. So first, to start out here, I'm just starting out with a normal med ball crunch. I just call this one a med ball crunch. And the goal here, kind of what you want to look for and pay attention to what I'm doing, is contracting the rib cage closer to the hips in the front. So what the rectus abdominis, those frontal ab muscles, their function is to bring the chest closer to the front of the body in a contraction. That's like what a sit up and a crunch targets the most, and that's what you really want to aim for here. And this is hitting it from the front. So do about 3 sets of 15 to 20 here to taste. Make sure you're really going down slow in the contraction to really let those muscles stretch. And one of the main benefits of using the med ball is you're getting a good, nice stretch that you don't get otherwise. So make sure you're taking advantage of that here. And if you do this well, you're gonna get really blocky, good looking abs. So definitely want to try it out. Second here, I'm moving into what I call the multifidus med ball. It's kind of like a bird dog variation, but with a little different function. And I do this for time, so you'll see me looking away repeatedly, and that's me looking at the clock. I do this for 1 minute on each side. And the goal here isn't to bring in big muscles or get like huge contraction out of anything like in a squat or a deadlift. The goal here is to work those tiny multifidus muscles that connect like vertebrae to vertebrae or every other vertebrae, and really isolate those. So that might not make sense, but once you get into this position, you'll know exactly what I mean. These little muscles are going to fatigue and kind of get activated in a way that you haven't had happen before, and the only way they can really do that is if you do this type of movement slowly, controlledly, in a controlled manner for about a minute on each side. Back when I was like really focused on my back pain stuff, I was doing this for 3 minutes on each side, and I was pretty freaking impenetrable at that point. And if you have like spinal instability, or you feel like you're always like on eggshells, or one false step might tweak your back, do this because you probably have weakness in these little multifidus muscles, and this is going to help strengthen up the back like at your last line of defense. So this is like your last resort. Lock up the multifidus muscles right along the spine. And from this angle you can see this a little better, but I'm also trying to engage the glute really well on the other side. And you always want to engage the glute when you're doing back work, because that's just going to take more pressure off the lower back. The glutes are supposed to be the main movers, and they're less likely to get strained. Like if your QLs or your erectors are firing, you're way more likely to just have back pain. So make sure your glutes are firing well. They're going to fire well. If they're firing well during this, they're going to fire better when you're just lifting something or playing a sport later in the week. And last thing I want to point out here is, so I'm doing cross, so I'm doing right arm or left arm, right leg at the same time. Make sure you're doing that, not the same side. It's just going to even you out a little better. You're going to feel better contraction in those little multifidus muscles, and overall, it's going to be better. So we hit the core from the front and the back. Next, we're going to hit it from the side. And this one's a little awkward. It's kind of hard to find stability here, but you can get a really nice oblique and QL contraction if you do it right. And one also thing that's nice about this and the other 2 moves is they're very low stress. So if you have like back pain right now, you're a little inflamed, or you're still working on just building up a little bit of strength and you don't know what to do, these are awesome because they're really low risk. The med ball's soft. It's a great way to build strength on the ground floor. And this here, I'm kind of struggling to find a good balance, but the goal here is to get a nice little stretch in the QL and obliques, and then just contract them. And do that for about 15 good ones, maybe more if you can handle it. But the hardest part here is just the balancing. If you can nail that, you'll be all right. Here's me going from the other side. I like to have the front leg, or the top leg out front, and the bottom leg underneath behind. That seems like it could stabilize the best. And last, number 4. I kind of got out of frame here a little bit, but you'll still be able to see what I'm doing. I love mobilizing the spine. So when the spine gets stiff, like when you sit in the same position in a chair for 8 hours a day, the spine gets so angry and mad at you. Like nerves just get impinged and compressed. Your muscles get locked into the same pattern. You need like lubrication and lymph to move. Like you need stuff to mobilize in there, or else your spine's just gonna be angry all the time. So I love doing mobilization drills like this. This is just, and especially with the med ball, it's really easy on the body. You just roll across this soft ball, but it's kind of nice. I like doing this before and after workouts sometimes, kind of depending how the back's feeling. Definitely don't like push past pain here. Like if you're kicking one leg over and you're about to screech, don't do it. Like just go till the end of your range of motion and no further. The goal is just to get a little bit of lubrication and motion in the spine. Grab a med ball, try these 4 things out. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.